Okay, now it's time to concentrate on the hock. A couple things that go into trimming the hock. You have to know the angulation of the animal that you're dealing with. If you have a dog that, first of all, doesn't have much hock hair, then you're kind of at one of those things where I told you before, you have to do with what you have. You can't do anything more. Can't get blood from a turnip, so to speak. So, if I don't have much hock hair here, and it's real straggly, I may just have to kind of take off just the little tips and kind of, lay it down and, call it a day. This dog has a lot of hock hair, so I've got a lot to work with. I mean, this is like something you drool over when you want to do a hock. But before I can start trimming this, I have to know the angulation of the rear end so that I can use the hock hair to either accentuate it, draw away from it, add to it, whatever I want to do. Well, if you remember when we evaluated this dog, he has pretty much a 9-degree angle back here. So I don't have to do anything extreme here. And I'm going to try to position him so that you can see. If he was really straight in the hock, or in the stifle area, then maybe I want to create, with this hock hair, I would want to create more angulation by cutting certain areas and extending that angulation down. If he was really angulated, and we'll see if I can get him to do this. He says no. Okay, if he was, let's just say he was way up here, he was really angulated. I certainly wouldn't want to add to that angulation. I might want to kind of straighten it a little bit to take away so he didn't look so extreme. Okay, but as it turned out, we have a nice balanced angulation in the rear. So I'm just going to do what I consider an average hock, meaning I'm going to shorten it a little bit, probably, I would guess it would be about 1.5 inches in length, because it's pretty thick. We'll see how it works out. I may have to shorten it as I go, but I'm going to start with that. And I'm going to take a little bit off the top. This dog's length of hock is okay. If it was real long, I might want to actually bring the hock down a little bit and start trimming down here. But it's fine, so I can utilize as much of the hock as I can. If it was real short hocked, I may want to really come up in here and take a whole lot more of this hair to make it look like he's a little longer. So again, I'm playing with everything that he has, taking that perfect golden image, putting it on this. So I'm going to take this. Like I said, I'm going to shorten it somewhere in that range. And I'm going to take and just kind of bevel this, roll it down here, and do the same thing at the bottom. Kind of like I did with the front foot, because it's going to add stability. It's going to make that rear look strong. Looks like he's going to have a real powerful rear end. He can drive real hard. He can stand on it, do whatever he's supposed to do. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take my comb, and I'm going to use the fine tooth part of this, and I'm going to put my hand behind it on the inside and pull the hair kind of straight out. I'd like it if I can get him, and everyone's got to send this dog a card for being so good. It's only been on the table for hours and hours. I'm going to straighten that all out like that. Try to get him to stand on his legs so that his hock is perpendicular to the ground. And then I'm going to cut off and shape it first. Now sometimes it's nice if you put the hock right at the edge, pull on his tail a little bit. That will bring him forward, make him lean into it. Sometimes it makes him back up, but most of the time they'll lean into it, straighten it out. Now I can take my straight scissors while he's standing still, come out about 1.5 inches, which should look good, and come straight down. Okay, there's my foundation. Now I can work with that. Get him standing straight again. As you will notice many times, I'm always readjusting the feet. I want him to stand straight. If I try to trim it with him like this, and I trim this straight like this, can you see what's going to happen? I'm going to have it real short here, real long here, and when I do stack him, it's going to be wrong, and I don't want that. So I got him standing the way he's supposed to. Bring the hair back out. Now I'm going to shape it. I've lengthened it. Now I'm going to shape it. I'm going to come look at it from the outside angle. Take a little bit off of here, and just round this just a little bit. See See if I can get him standing straight again. Connect it just like we did on the front foot, that little notchy area. I'm going to bring that straight up the bottom of the foot and connect the two. Now, I don't have much of a purchase point here, so I got to kind of hold an arm against my body and an arm on the scissors. Just like so. And do the same thing on the inside, so that the inside and the outside are going to look the same. Okay? Now I take my comb, and with a flick, kind of a flicking motion, I'm going to get the hair to stand up on its own. The reason I'm doing this is because during the day of show grooming, I'm going to fluff this hair up. I'm going to put some cholesterol in there and get it to stand up on its own, so it's standing out, looking real strong and thick. But I don't have that right now. I don't like to put it in the coat if I can avoid it, because it will dull my scissors, and I never trim on a dirty dog, only on a clean dog. We're going to flick it up, and usually if they have a decent amount of hair there, they're going to stand on it well, or it's going to stand out well. So I want to make sure that my dog's standing correctly again, and the overall look is good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I'm going to look down upon the hawk and get any hair that's sticking out bulk-wise. Okay, if you look at this from the top, you can see all this hair that's going to fit right within here and over here that needs to come off. So viewing it from the top, that's how I have to trim it. Okay, so to trim this off, I can do it a couple of different ways. I can follow right along there and trim straight down, like so. But I like to try to do something first. I want to take the bulk off the side. So going with the way that the hair grows, I'm going to see how much of this is just hair that's on the side, or is it hair that's actually sticking out. Well, that actually took a lot off. I'm going to try to fluff it back up again and see what sticks out again. So as far as this side, that actually did pretty good. You'll find that depending upon the coat hair, some of it will actually be thick hair underneath, and some will be more guard hair. But now that I've got this hawk from the outside looking pretty good, a few more pieces need to come off here. I'm going to round this, and I can see that when I look straight down, I've got a flat line this way and then a flat line this way. So I am going to roll that around by beveling my scissors from this way on around this way. And that makes it nice and rounded, like so. And then a few more other hairs stick out again that I can see if I step back and look. And that's the outside. And the inside is done exactly the same way. It's a little harder because you can't get to it as easy as you can out here. You either got to turn your scissors like this, or try to come at it like this. The problem with this is sometimes you can come across the hair, and that's going to make a exaggerated cut, and I don't want to do that. I want to do a blending cut with my scissors, very much like we did with our thinning scissors, but now I'm trying to do it with my straight scissors. And there's the inside again. Let's flick this up here, see what happens. Looking straighter, still a little bit of stuff here, and I have another little bit that just popped out over there. That's okay, I can deal with that, because I can fix that. Blend it like so. Come in here. Now be careful that you don't trim the other hair. Since he's got such long hair, I gotta make sure it stays out of the way. And let's just take that all down. Fluff it back up. And I'm just going to blend it in, roll it on around, like so. Now let's see what that looks like. It's starting to look that way. Compared to the other one, you can see some stability. But it needs some final touches, some finish work. So, go through the process again. You just keep doing the same process until it all comes together. Get the dog standing correctly. Get the hair out of the way. And tidy it up. Now viewing that from the top down, you can see how it looks nice and blended, nice and straight up and down, inside and out. Now all we have to do is connect that back with our shape again and finalize it. Now we got the straight, we can come back around here and connect everything. Just tidy it up, make it look complete. Some finish work, make sure he stands straight. If you notice, I've got my hand against his thigh here as a purchase point and my other finger here holding it steady. That way I can just basically move my scissor blades open and close and just kind of move it around a little bit. Keeps everything at about the same height. And I'm going to take his foot, take it off to the edge, make sure. If ever you're in doubt, stop, refluff it up, take a look again. And see, when I did that, I noticed this looks a little square. So I wanted to kind of just take the tips off, come back down here, around it. I'm going to blend the side with my scissors. Make sure there's no scissor marks. Fluff it up again. Double check everything. Make sure he's standing correctly. Check to make sure I didn't take anything off from the top. And you see when he rocks forward, there's a nice hawk. Sometimes, even though you think you got it good, don't stop. If it really looks like you're just not 100% satisfied, do a little more. Because if you don't think it's perfect, and you're the one that knows what you want, how's it going to end up right?